Hi everyone, welcome back to these project management key concepts from the PMP Guide, or the project management body of knowledge. And this one in particular we're looking at is the requirements management plan. Now, what is the requirements management plan? Well, it's a component of the project management plan, and it describes how project and product requirements will be analyzed, documented, and managed. Basically, it's the process that we're going to go through to gather these requirements and then manage them and track them to ensure that we're delivering on those customer requirements right up to the end and delivering when we finish delivering the project. So with the rise of the business analyst role, huge role in projects at the moment, almost every project will have a business analyst. Many organizations will refer to this requirements management plan as the business analysis plan. So that is very common as well, and it totally makes sense. Definitely you'll probably encounter this on your journey in projects and or during the PMP exam as well. So because we're describing the process of how we're gathering these requirements and then tracking them, there are a few different things that can go into our requirements management plan. And again, don't forget, with any plan, it's the same with our project management plan or any other plan in the project management body of knowledge. We can make it small, it can be simple, it can be very simple, it could be just a couple of lines in an overall document. Or if it's a large project and there's a lot of people involved and there's a lot of stakeholders, and it really needs to be spelled out, it could be a document of its own that could go into your project management plan. But as long as it covers off these things in general, usually you're pretty safe. So how are we going to track and find these requirements, and how are we going to report on them? How are we going to initiate changes, and how will those impacts be analyzed? How will the requirements be traced, tracked, and reported on to make sure that we are delivering to our customer at the end and that they're happy? Authorization levels required to approve any changes, and this will tie in with our configuration management plan. Not to really confuse the issue, but there are different plans for the different processes that we will go through in our project management journey. And so if we're configuring an item or changing it, we'll go through configuration management, and that will tie into this scope and the requirements that we're gathering too. So requirements prioritization, how do we prioritize them? Are they based on business value? Who does that? Who decides? And the metrics that will be used for rationale for using them, that can be a handy thing just so that everyone is on the same page. Are we going for speed in a process? Are we going for cost reduction? Whatever that is, it's good to write it down so that everyone is on the same page. And lastly, one of the most important things, the traceability structure that reflects the requirement attributes captured on the traceability matrix. So in other words, the traceability matrix is a separate document to this that will tie into it, that shows us how we've got our requirements and how they are actually related to the scope and ultimately the items that we're delivering, so the deliverables. There needs to be a clear line, so it needs to be clearly shown. Usually that's why it's in a matrix format, so you've got your requirements down the side, and as it goes along, it shows how they're relating to the scope that you're delivering. And so basically we want to show that traceability structure. We want to get that ready so that we're going to be able to put that into our traceability matrix, so that can all be aligned and we can all see that things that have been delivered actually relate to the requirements that we've gathered.